Today, in Draw My Life, Bloody Valentine. The day my nightmare began, I got up early to check my notes before my biology test. It was February 13 and snow was covering everything. When I sat down at the table, I saw a dry rose on top of my book. I didn't remember putting it there, but I thought it could have been my mother to wish me good luck for my test. When I got to school, I met up with my girlfriends and talked about our plans for Valentine's Day. I didn't have a boyfriend at the time, so I'll probably stay home and watch a movie. But when I opened my locker, I found a note with a rose on it, just like the one I saw on my desk that morning. The note said, "Tomorrow is our day." I looked to the sides and put it in my pocket. I thought it had to be my annoying ex, Ricardo. The bell rang and I ran to class. During the test, I noticed a bitter smell, like dried flowers. It was very bizarre. But the strangest part happened the following day. When I woke up, I found a letter on the table next to my bed. How did it got there? And who was it from? The letter had an address written on it, and underneath it said, "I will always love you." But there was no signature. Who could it be? I'll admit, I was a bit nervous and I was hoping it was Alejandro, so I wore my favorite dress. And when I left for school, I went straight to the address on the letter. It was a bit far away in a neighborhood I had never been to before. When I finally arrived, I rang the doorbell. It was on the 4th floor, and nobody answered, so I rang again. Suddenly, the door opened. When I got upstairs, the door of the house was slightly open. The living room was almost empty, just a few types of furniture covered with a sheet. Suddenly, I began to hear noises. At any other time, I would have thought it was the wood creaking, but it was a continuous footstep-like sound, at first fast and then slow. I didn't see anyone, but then I started to hear rustling. I didn't know where it was coming from. Suddenly, the door began to open. However, the room was so dark it made it impossible to tell who was coming. His head had a strange shape. When he came closer, I could see his disfigured face. He said to me, "Happy Valentine's Day, Juliet." First, he caressed my face, and then started to scratch it. I tried to push him away, but I couldn't, as he had much more strength than I did. His eyes looked familiar. Suddenly, I recognized him. It was Victor. As if he had read my mind, he terrifyingly smiled at me. Until last year, Victor came to my school. My friends and I couldn't stand him, and we often made fun of him. Last Valentine's Day, we set him up to take the blame for an act we had done. Then he moved to another city, and after a while, we found out that he had died. Victor was dead in front of me. With a smile, he pulled an iron rose from his pocket and stuck the tip into my heart. As I bled to death, he laughed. It was the punishment I had to go through for having made him live through hell. When I woke up, the smell of blood burned my nose. Next to me was a note explaining what had happened. I was dead, along with a letter and iron roses. Since then, my mission has been to stick roses to make couples hate each other. Now, I'm Cupid's biggest enemy, and no one is safe. So that's it for the Draw My Life of Bloody Valentine's Day. If you liked it, let us know in the comments and like this video. See you later!